10 human relationships rules that you should never break. Number 1, you don't need many friends. You only need a few true ones. The truth is that having a lot of friends doesn't make you happier. And the quality of your friendships is far more important than the quantity. Having a small circle of friends that you can always count on is much better than having a large group of acquaintances that you barely know. True friends will always have your back no matter what, and they will be honest with you even when it's hard. They will challenge you to be a better person, while still accepting you for who you are. So don't spread yourself too thin trying to maintain relationships with people you do I really care about. Focus on nurturing the friendships that mean the most to you and be there for your friends, just as they are there for you. Number 2, don't let others dictate your happiness. It's easy to get caught up in what others think of us and allow their opinions to dictate how we feel about ourselves. But this is a dangerous game to play. When you start seeking external validation from others, you're giving away your power to control your own emotions. Instead, you should focus on building a strong sense of self-worth that comes from within. This doesn't mean that you should ignore the opinions of others entirely. In fact, getting feedback from those around you can be a valuable way to improve yourself. But ultimately, you should be the one in control of how you feel about yourself. Don't let others dictate your happiness or self-worth. No. 3 people are inherently self-interested. It's easy to enter into relationships with the expectation that the other person will always have your best interests at heart. However, this is often not the case. People are inherently self-interested, and they will often do things that benefit them, regardless of how it affects you. For example, they may take advantage of you, lie to you, cheat on you, or manipulate you into doing things their way. It's important to remember that not everyone has your best interests at heart, which is why it's so important to be aware of this and protect yourself. Being naive and trusting everyone will only lead to disappointment and heartache. So if someone ever tries to take advantage of you or do something that hurts you, don't hesitate to stand up for yourself and walk away. No. 4, don't expect too much from people. When you have high expectations of others, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. People are imperfect, and they will inevitably make mistakes or fail to meet your expectations. When this happens, you may feel angry, frustrated, or let down. It's important to remember that people are not mind readers, and they cannot always know what you're rethinking. If you want something done a certain way, you need to communicate that clearly. Don't expect others to understand what you're thinking or feeling, and don't expect them to always do things perfectly. Instead, focus on communicating your needs and being understanding when they inevitably fall short of your expectations. By doing so, you'll foster stronger relationships and avoid unnecessary disappointment. No. 5. The wisest thing you can do is accept people for who they are. Trying to change people is a futile endeavor. You cannot force someone to change if they are not willing to change themselves. For example, you may try to convince a friend to stop drinking alcohol, but ultimately, they must make that decision for themselves. Attempting to change others will only cause tension and frustration in your relationship. Instead, the wisest course of action is to accept people for who they are. This does not excuse bad behavior, but it does mean that you should not try to force someone to change. Focus on accepting people for who they are, while still holding them accountable for their actions. By doing so, you will build stronger, more meaningful relationships. No. 6. Don't lose yourself trying to please others. When you try to please others all the time, you're essentially giving away your power. You're allowing other people's opinions and preferences to dictate how you live your life. This can lead to feelings of resentment and dissatisfaction. Eventually, you may even start to feel like a people pleaser. To avoid this, it's important to stay true to yourself and your own needs. Don't be afraid to say no or to express your own opinions, even if they differ from others. It's also important to make time for your own hobbies and interests. By doing so, you'll maintain a sense of identity outside of pleasing others.
And remember, you can't make everyone happy all the time. Trying to do so will only lead to your own unhappiness.
No. 7. Honest silence is better than flattery. While flattery may seem like the polite and nice thing to do, it's important to remember that people are not mind readers. They cannot always tell when you being genuine or when you just saying things to make them feel good. When you flatter someone, you're essentially telling them that you approve of them. While this may seem harmless, it can sometimes come across as insincere or even condescending. Instead, honest silence is often the best policy. By remaining silent, you're not giving the impression that you approve of everything someone does. This may seem counterintuitive, but it can actually be a way of showing respect and regard for the other person. By not flattering someone all the time, you're re-giving them the opportunity to share their thoughts and feelings without feeling like you rejudging them. No. 8. Be wary of those who take joy in others' misfortune. When someone takes pleasure in hearing bad news about others, it's important to be wary of them. People who find joy in others' misfortune are often envious and may even wish to cause harm. This type of person is often motivated by jealousy and bitterness, and they may use any opportunity to tear others down. For example, they may spread rumors about someone or take great pleasure in pointing out someone's mistakes. It's important to be aware of these types of people, and to avoid sharing personal information or engaging with them on an emotional level. After all, why would you want to give someone the satisfaction of seeing you upset? No. 9. Don't expect others to repay your kindness. When you do something nice for someone, don't expect them to repay you. Keep in mind that not everyone is capable of showing kindness and gratitude, and some people may even take advantage of your generosity. Instead of expecting repayment, simply do good deeds because they feel good. When you help someone without expecting anything in return, you're demonstrating true compassion and empathy. This doesn't mean you should be taken advantage of, but it does mean that you should unexpect others to behave in the same way that you do. 10. You are freer when alone than when in a crowd. This may seem paradoxical, but it's important to remember that being part of a group can often lead to peer pressure and conformity. When you're in a crowd, you may feel pressured to do things that you wouldn't normally do if you were on your own. For example, you may go along with a plan that you do unagree with, just because you do want to be the only one who dissents. Being alone gives you the freedom to make your own decisions and to do what you want without fear of judgment or reprisal. While being in a crowd can offer safety and support, it can also limit your freedom and autonomy. Being alone allows you to explore your own thoughts and feelings without the influence of others. It gives you the chance to develop your own identity and to make your own choices. While there are benefits to both solitude and companionship, it's important to recognize that being alone can actually be a source of freedom and empowerment. In conclusion, these human relationships rules can help you navigate the complexities of interacting with others. By following these rules, you can foster healthier and more meaningful relationships, while also protecting yourself from potential harm. Remember, people are not mind readers, so don't expect them to understand what you're thinking or feeling. Communicate your needs and be understanding when they inevitably fall short of your expectations. Also, don't lose sight of your own needs and desires while trying to please others. Staying true to yourself is essential for maintaining a strong sense of identity and for fostering healthy relationships. Finally, don't be afraid to walk away from toxic relationships and individuals who bring you nothing but negativity. Nurturing positive and fulfilling relationships takes time and effort, but the rewards are immeasurable. By following these 10 rules, you can set the foundation for building meaningful connections that will enrich your life and bring you lasting happiness.